Good morning everyone and welcome back to another episode of Rift Amps. So as you can see, I've now got a proper microphone system for the camera setup. It doesn't work with the GoPro, so I'm actually filming on the iPhone now. We'll see how that gets on. I do apologise if it looks like I'm looking off to the left or right. It's because the camera obviously on a phone, the lens on the phone is off to one side. So when I'm looking at the screen at myself, my eyes look like I'm looking in the wrong way. So I do apologise if that keeps happening. I will try and remember to look at the lens and not the screen. But there we go. So what we're doing this morning? Well, for those that saw on my socials a couple of weeks back, I'm doing a limited run of 5 6G3 Brown Deluxes. And so I'm just starting the first one now, which I shall show you. So just as it's the first one, I've got a lot of working out to do. But here's the chassis. It's just the standard off-the-shelf 6G3 chassis, all pre-punched, ready to go for standard size transformers. I'm doing all these special runs that I do are all priced a bit lower than I would for a normal build, because I do them in batches, and that means I can buy things in cheaper, or I can have access to things that make the job easier. But what I've got to do on this first one is I've just cut the board material out, printed off my board design. Now those who are familiar with the 6G3 Deluxe will know that, like some of the other bigger Fender style amps, the filter caps actually sit on a board on the rear of the chassis, and they're covered by what we call the doghouse, which is a metal cover. Now, I'm not really a fan of those, and I always try, if there's space in the chassis, I try and move the filter caps inside the chassis. Also gives me opportunity to optimise the lead dress and the grounding inside. So what I've done with the board is I've drawn out the board on my software, and I've put the filter board itself onto the main board. So that's going to sit in something like that. And you can see I've still got optimal space for transformers and wires and things. So got to work out exactly where that's going to fit. The other thing I've got to do is, these are all getting half power switches, so I've got to work out a hole for that. That's where the rear edge of the rear faceplate is going to be. So I think the half power switch will probably be here, in between the two output valves. And then we'll put the on-off switch here, I think. We'll work on that. Problem with pre-drilled chassis is you've got to work with the holes you've got. You can't choose, the optimal place for everything. So it's a toss-up between making the job easier and being able to tweak things. But yeah, so that's where that's going to go. But apart from that, it's quite simple. So I'm just going to work out exactly where I want that. I've got to drill the holes, do the eyelets, I want to get this board populated today. And then we can get some progress made on the board. Got to do my standoffs, drill any holes, check, make sure I don't need to drill any of the holes for transformer mounting, things like that. There's enough options on here to work, so we should be okay. That's the first 6G3 that I'm doing. And this one's going to be a head, 6G3 head, and this one is 240 volt. Okay, so just a bit of an update for you. You've seen on the website that the Elysiums have been out of stock for a while. It's because there's been a shortage on the enclosures. Our supplier just hasn't been able to get them. But what we've managed to do is, there was an option to go for a different style powder coating on the enclosure itself, which has produced a rather smoother finish, which I really like actually. So I'm just doing 3, just to tide us over. There's 2 sold, and there's 1 that's going to go up as stock, and then hopefully the original enclosures will be available again. But that's where we are. So I've just started drilling them, doing all the holes and things. Still got to do the top holes on that one. Get these built and sent out. So put those to one side. And the 6G3 head progress. The board is done, and I've got the sockets and transformers in, and start making some connections. I've got a couple more holes to drill or use or work out where I want things for things like grounds and whatnot. But yeah, that's making good progress on that. Ainsley was here on Wednesday signing off another signature chassis. This one's going off to America. So really happy with that. This one's another black combo. No problems with it at all. In fact, I got everything perfect straight on. We didn't have to tweak anything, didn't have to make any changes to the bias. It was all exactly as we wanted. I think if you check if you check his Instagram, you'll be able to see some videos of that being played. I didn't film anything, but yeah, so that's another one done. So that'll be going off. Cabinets are starting to come through quicker for these now, so we're starting to get more and more out the door. So if you have been waiting, hopefully it's not going to be too much longer. I am working flat out trying to get these things done. There we go then, another Ainsley Lister signature combo completed. So I've just finished putting it in the cabinet. I've just got a final few more little things to do. Just want to make sure I'm happy with it, just to clean it up, give it a wipe down, get all the dust off it, stuff like that, usual stuff that you need to do before you send an amplifier out the door. For those that don't know, when you order or when you receive your Ainsley Lister signature, you should get a nice leather folder that contains your certificate of authenticity. It's got the date that Ainsley played it and signed it off, what model it is. In this case, it's a 112, which is a 1x12 combo in black. This one is serial number 33, and then Ainsley signs it, and then I sign it as well. You get the little instruction manual, a copy of which you can download on the website, and then we put a sticker in as well. So just a little bit of case candy for the amplifier when it goes out the door. You may have noticed that not all of the serial numbers are going out the door in numerical order. A couple of reasons for that. I allocate the serial numbers to each build when they're ordered, but sometimes, especially for dealers, they might request, because they might order, for example, a combo for stock, which they haven't sold yet, but they might have a later amplifier that they want earlier, because that's already reserved for a customer and they want to get that to the customer quicker. So we've had a couple of instances in the past where you may have seen that a higher serial number has gone out before a lower serial number amplifier. It's just the way we do things. It helps me keep track of the amplifiers. So when they're ordered, I allocate the serial number to them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the order in which they went out the door. Just the way it is. So yeah, that explains that. And on to the next one. Okay, so that's one Elysium done, ready to go out the door. Just crack on with the other two, but I'm running out of time today. It's Friday afternoon, so yeah, really happy with that one. Customer should be happy too. Well, that's it then, guys. Thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate it. The video count, the view counts are slowly going up, so fingers crossed everything we're doing is working. It's actually Saturday morning today. I've had to pop in because in the UK last Monday was a public holiday, so we were closed. So it's only it was only a 4-day working week. So that's why this video is a little bit shorter than usual. But I popped in just to get some other bits done. There's that Ainsley. That Elysium went out the door. That should be with him, and that's something new I'm working on. So thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments box down below. I do read them all and I do try and answer them all, so please engage. It helps with everything. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Our subscriber count is going up too, which is fantastic. I'm coming up on 1,500 subscribers, which for a small channel like this is incredible. I really appreciate that. And if you want to know when we put new videos out, there's a little notification bell that you can click, which will help with everything too. So enjoy your weekend, and I shall see you at the next one.